question. We'll start with Michael. What will you do about the YRT transit for York University students? It is not adequate at all and way too expensive. Why is there not a student rate for university students?
Well, we do have a budget. Each year is approved. Transit is a regional responsibility, and we know that the York region provides service throughout the region. It's not strictly Vaughan. Can we improve our transit? I think we're in the process of doing that. We certainly have placed more buses on the street. We certainly have increased the frequency. If there is a need, I'm sure that we can look at it again and increase that frequency, that number of buses that are traveling the route, and improve the opportunity for them to get to the university that much quicker.
Thank you. Mario?
Thank you. I can tell you when I was on the regional council and we dealt with the issue of fares, and you really want to be fair when it comes to this. The issue of seniors and the issues of students was one of the ones that I defended, because I wanted to make sure that they had some means of moving from point A to point B. And those are the most vulnerable, those are the most economically deprived, and so we were able to freeze the fares for students for the period of time that I was there. Not sure what's happened since, but definitely we have to review that, and we have to accommodate the needs of the youth and the seniors.
Thank you. Thanks, Kim. So let me start with subways, because our transportation just doesn't work in Vaughan. I'm going to give you an example. My daughter came home at 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday, arrived at Downsview Station, and there was not one bus coming anywhere within Woodbridge. So she had to take a $50 cab ride just to get home. 9 o'clock at night. This is unacceptable. What we need to do is use part of the $6.6 billion infrastructure budget for the region and build 2 subways, one in the west, one in the east, and have decent buses going back and forth between the subways. And we need to make it cost-effective for everybody, including students. So that's what I would push to do with our $6.6 billion infrastructure fund. Thank you. Richard?
Thank you. Actually, youth issues is something that I love to talk about, and I would pay to have a room full of youth that I could speak to, because the way we treat our youth is sometimes so disingenuous to them. We send them to school, they incur high student debt, and then we charge them a lot of money just to take public transit. This is an issue that has to be dealt with. The last YRT strike, in my opinion, was handled very poorly. Not only did it result in higher fares, it also resulted in less service in certain areas. The other thing that I want you to understand as well is that one of the things that's preventing us from putting more buses on the roads and actually dealing with transit in general is our high York Region debt. Since the last election in 2010, York Region's debt has more than doubled. We are now the highest per capita indebted municipality in the GTA, and it's inhibiting us from doing things that we need to do, such as more buses on the road. And that's what I intend to work on.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. I think we needed to assist and provide the service to the youth. But some facts. Students do have an overrate. Seniors do have an overrate. We tried at the Regional Council to have free rides for seniors during the day, as was mentioned earlier. Regional Council did not support that, and there is only 1 or 2 or 3 of us that felt that way. Bear in mind, however, that York Region Transit is paid by York Region taxpayers, the operating cost. What you pay when you board a bus, you pay 40% of the cost. The other 60% is paid by the York Region taxpayers. Okay? So it's a great subsidy. Also bear in mind that up to 6 billion or whatever billions of dollars in infrastructure is required to build fast transit lanes, to widen the road, to bypasses. You can't improve transit by simply lowering the rate. You need the service, a service that people can access easily and quickly.
Thank you very much. Deb?
Oh, we seem to be the end, don't I? Just to pick up on that, there is over $150 million that was spent last year by the taxpayer to subsidize the transit. Despite that, I made a motion every single time we have tried to raise the fare to give students a break and not raise the fare, and definitely seniors and children. I was not successful last time, but I was successful this year. So in the seniors, it did not go up. I was not successful for students, I was successful for the seniors. I got the support of my colleagues here at the table to make that happen. So we are pushing to try to give those subsidies where we do feel that it's important in the community. The problem is, it does add to the burden of everyone else, and that's not being well supported by the rest of our colleagues on council. So just don't forget, there's already a strong subsidy that's happening with the transit system because it's so spread out and it's not efficient yet.
Thank you very much.